finally, Obi-Wan Jabroni has come back to YouTube. And where have I been for the past year? It doesn't matter where I've been for the past year, jabronis. However, I did bring someone along with me. I didn't come alone in this whole thing. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my tag team partner. You don't know who it is. I do. Get ready for the surprise. Boom.
Who could it be? It's me. It's Pook. And you know what? The weather forecast from the YouTube National Weather Service has predicted the hell has frozen over because the band is back together.
Oh, yeah. Overpowered is back. Overpowered stands for Obi and Pook. And we're going to lay the smack of down on all your candy asses. If you smell what Obi and Pook is cooking.
That's right. We cooking up a whole crock pot of it. Believe me.
All right. Hello. We're back. After that intro, I think I'm done.
And we have one more surprise.
Yeah, we got one more surprise. Yeah, so I'm your host, Obi-Wan Jabroni, as always on this channel, and I'm joined by my Northwest brother, the Lego building machine, wrestling commentator extraordinaire, ladies and gentlemen, PK. How you doing?
I'm very good. I'm also here.
Welcome back.
Good to be back. I've missed doing these. I've missed doing these shows. So
yeah,
and 2025 off right, and then hopefully see me around a lot more in 2026 as well.
Yeah, and joining as that got spoiled earlier in the promo, but I'll do a formal introduction here from Pook Ninja channel. There is another Pook Ninja channel, but it's called the Pook Ninja channel. We don't know if that's authentic. If you listen to that, you may get busted by the cops. That's not Pook Ninja approved. From Pook Ninja channel with the Ryu avatar, which is great. Video game extraordinaire, Mouth of the South. My brother and my tag team partner, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Pook Ninja.
Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Have you missed us? It's been a while, but we're back in style. So go ahead and give a smile if you know what I mean. And yeah, the Mouth of the South. And if you're clean, you know, the mouth might go down south if you're at least 30 to 50-year-old female.
And I did forget to say the piece of shit nothing off YouTube. I didn't make any notes.
The official awarded world's biggest piece of shit there. I was actually as official champion, officially awarded as the world's biggest piece of shit on YouTube and maybe even on internet. So I am an official trophy holder of that as well. So
uncrowned champion. All right. Well, let's kick off this thing with by wishing everybody happy holiday or happy Christmas, whatever people do out there, because we don't know, we can't assume. So PK, no one's heard from you for a while. How was your Christmas? Was it good?
Christmas was very good. Yes, time with your family, getting pulled in about 10 different directions, especially by my little niece who is now 6, so she's full of energy, love like opening all the presents and like going absolutely mental, and having me build Lego with her. So overall it was a very fun day, and I'm glad to have a couple.
Yeah. Do you want to tell any? Do you want to disclose anything about presents or what you got or anything of note?
I was given a couple of new Lego sets. So I've funny enough, I've already built those today. I built the Arlong Park from One Piece, which is up there just off camera. a little Lego F1 car. My brother got me, quite appropriate for this call, he got me any NES cartridge drinks coasters, which were like a little gout gift, but they're really cool. There's 8 or 9 of them in there, ranging from Zelda to Mario to Metroid, and all the big guns are represented on these little nice size drinks coasters. This isn't technically from Christmas, but I picked this up in Black Friday, which is one of my favorite.
That's cool.
Favorite Lego sets
we saw that backstage, didn't we, Pook? So
yes, very cool. I like that.
And Lego Soundwave as well was a more recent one up there.
Yeah, we should mention that PK is a Transformers fan as well.
Ever so slightly, based on the massive cubbyhole stuff behind me, and the fact that I'm waiting for more
Gen 1, as they say.
Oh, right? Gen 1, old school, man.
Yeah.
And the fact that I'm waiting on a load of Blockies models kits to arrive off AliExpress for Transformers related things as well. So I've got more stuff to build going into the new year. Also picked up darts, and people were lovely enough to get me some random darts related stuff like R2D2 darts flights, which look really cool up there. So as you can probably see just there, the dartboard. But yeah, other than that, I was spoilt rotten by people, and it was rather nice just to have time with family and
that's good.
Do very little for the next couple of weeks until I go back to work in January.
That's very good. Glad that you're okay, and it's good to see you and everything. Pook, long time no see.
Long time no see,
now,
brother.
Let me kick this off. Now you did a video about 2 days ago. You unboxed a mystery package.
Yes, from Palm. Right. I'm guessing it's from Palm Bear Snacks, from Palm Bear Potato Snacks.
It was me, Pook. It was me all along, Pook.
It was you. I never knew.
But yeah, Pook, how are you doing? First of all,
good.
And how was your Christmas?
Yeah. You get older here, I'm 51 years old, and, and I love my family and, an extended family and all that. But after a while, it's kind of like, kind of like garbage that sits out too long. It starts to stink, Yeah.
I
mean, it's just kind of, I don't have little kids anymore. My youngest is going to be 23 on the 31st. And it's a different environment. It's not, I'm kind of like, I hate to say this, but I'm just kind of like done with the whole holiday thing, man. I'm just like, I don't say anything out loud really about it. I guess I am now on video, but
you expose yourself.
Yeah, well, I've done that before. But no, I don't want to ruin anybody's holiday. No, I'm just done with it, man.
As they say in the wrestling business, sell it.
Yeah, I go along. You have good. It's all right, but after an hour or something, I'm done. Take that damn tree, throw it out the front door, and
give it a power bomb.
Yeah, give it a power bomb. Power bomb it right into the dumpster. We'll get another one next year, and it's just I don't know. Just maybe I'm getting old and grumpy. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't think it's anybody else. It's probably me. But
yeah,
it was good overall. It was good overall. I got my Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D, and I love it. I've been playing the Dragon Quest 1. I got a lot of other miscellaneous figures and clothing and some cash, which is always best. You'll never offend me.
And Palm Bear sent you something from here as well.
I got a box full of great stuff from Palm Bear, Tekken 7 and Tekken 8 for PS4 and PS5 respectively, and lots of other figures.
It was a lot of gifts in one, because it was more like a reunion gift as an apology. We don't want to get too much into that here, but because it is a private matter. But yeah, it was kind of like a reunion gift and stuff like that, like Bury the Hatchet sort of thing. Yeah, I didn't buy him off, folks. So.
Hey, I'm cheap. I'm always up for a bribe or a. But next time we ever do a package thing again, you'll have to include a packet of Palm Bear crisps or chips.
I was gonna, but PK, you've probably had Palm Bear, right? The ready salted ones?
Yeah, Palm Bear up there. They're one of my favorite. potato
but I didn't want to send it. There is some here, but I didn't want to send it because they're going to get crushed to hell, right? So
more.
They're very delicate, yeah. I don't think they travel amazingly. You'd have to be well packaged.
Yeah, and I'll say this too, right? Shout out to Royal Mail. They came, they picked it up and everything. So I didn't even have to go to the post office. So shout out to them. Shout out to the mailman dude.
And if there is ever any kind of Palm Bear action figure, I would definitely be interested in that. It's like this gold bear for Americans that don't know what I'm talking about. It's a gold bear with a crown on his head, and he's giving like the thumbs up. And
go watch the video. Tell them to go watch the video.
Yeah, go watch the video, Poop Ninja at YouTube, and so you'll see what I'm talking about because I show.
Like I said, it's the one with the Ryu, and the burger, the egg on the burger. That's the authentic Poop Ninja branded official.
Yes.
Yeah, there is another one called the Poop Ninja, but like I said, that's not Poop Ninja stamped approved. So
yeah, that one was done because I hadn't done videos in a while, so he kind of a friend / fan, I guess you could call it. He's a friend. I mean, he kind of did that, and I was gonna start giving little clips and put on there, and I was like, well, why don't I just do my own? And but
you've had plenty of channels, Poop.
Oh, I've had a lot of channels. I've had a lot, and then I get tired of it. And instead of keeping them up, I delete them. And
yeah,
I don't know. I'm a little nuts. You guys know that. So
yeah. Any other gifts that you wanted to mention? Like any other noteworthy gift?
My favorite was just the Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I got a lot of little stuff and clothing, cash. Like I said, you can never offend me with cash. Cash is king, and just other random stuff, nothing major, nothing big really. My package from Obi, the care package sponsored by Palm Bear Potato Snacks, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, make sure you wash up good with that soap. I know.
Oh yeah, the Xbox soap and the rope. I said,
and we should say there was two more items that were hidden. There were just little key rings, nothing big, but there was 2 key rings.
Yeah, those
in there
didn't
as
make the video because they were stuck inside the soap box. They were
just generic gamer key rings. That's all. Nothing.
Yeah, a little Xbox controller. It was cool.
Yeah. As far as I go, a lot of stuff. The scalpers ruined Christmas for me. Thanks for that, you assholes. I was meant to get the ROG Ally Xbox Ally, the X, the more powerful one, not the other one. And but no, couldn't get hold of one, so that was out. But it was well made up for. I got a few games, got some mod retro stuff. I got this is not an advertisement by all means. I got some figgies, FGGYZ or Z, depending on where you live. They're like little magnet things, and they've got all sorts of licensing, including Streets of Rage, mine and Pook's favorite, Altered Beast, things like that. I got some Street Fighter 2 ones of them, and I got something called Console Heroes. They're like little diorama things that would come in a Mega Drive cartridge or Genesis, depending on where you live. Got Street Fighter 2, one of them, and yeah. So it wasn't a bad thing all around, to be honest. So yeah.
Yeah, I also got one of those.
Yeah, go ahead, Pook.
I also got one of those Street Fighter. I got the Super Street Fighter 2 one of the. So.
Yeah, they just had Street Fighter 2. Yeah.
They're like it was a girl's toy called Polly Pockets. They're kind of like Polly Pockets because you open it up and then you put the little things in. It's like a little play set or diorama, whatever you want to call it. And so
I want the Mega Drive one because you can put all the characters in there. I wish you could close them once you put all the scene stuff. I wish you could close it, but
yeah, I know. I wish you could close it and then open it up and the scene's still there. It's that would be cool, but. Yeah. That was a long intro. we've not done one of these for a while. This is a pre-record, so we're doing this on Boxing Day. That's when people box each other. No, that's just Boxing Day. I don't know. It's like sales, and I guess people putting away stuff in boxes and shit, and whatever. But yeah, we're doing this on Boxing Day on a Friday. I should have said that at the beginning. Box,
Yeah. So yeah, we've missed a lot. We missed a lot of stuff since because normally we would do if a breaking news comes out, we do a video or a live or something. But yeah, we missed a lot. So I should kind of mention that unfortunately Hulk Hogan passed away while we was away for that year. So yeah, rest in peace to Hogan. Legend of the business. My opinion is real quick that I separate the two. What he did for wrestling was amazing. I mean, most people got into wrestling because of Hulk Hogan. Do you guys have any quick thoughts on Hulk Hogan?
For me, I liked Hogan when I was a kid, and then the second I grew up and my wrestling taste changed a little bit. Like when I say grew up, I hit about the age of like 9 or 10. And then I started to really appreciate the people more like your Rick Rudes, your Bret Hart, your Mr. Perfects, like the quicker paced wrestling, which very much ties into my wrestling taste now as well. So I can appreciate what he did for the business. I think he was questionable to say mildly as a human being, but at least wrestling would not be where it is today without him. So.
Right.
There wouldn't have been a business for Austin to blow up even further without Hogan. So you can't really say more than that, really, from my point of view.
Pook, any thoughts?
I started watching wrestling about 82, 83. I was like 8, 9 years old, and Hogan at that, and in my area where I live, we only got WWF and regional stuff, so I really didn't know a lot about Hogan until 84 when he came back, and on the scene and the Iron Sheik and stuff. Now by that time I already been watching wrestling for a couple years, and Bob Backlund was the WWF champion, and I couldn't stand Backlund, so I already had the bad guys. The Rule Breakers were already my favorite at that point. So when Hogan came, I didn't cheer for Hogan. I was never a Hogan fan, but it's one of those things where even though you don't like him, you want to see him lose the belt, or, you always had respect for him. You always knew Hogan was, was tough and strong and all that. And I think everybody, towards the end, like in the 90s, when Hogan left WWF before going to WCW, I think people were getting tired of him. They were starting to cheer Undertaker and boo. But I was already at that mindset because I've already been watching wrestling, and kind of Bob Backlund was just kind of a bore to me. I mean, he was a good performer, but he was kind of a boring champion, kind of weird, kind of out there a little bit. He just seemed odd, and they had the howdy doody look, and just kind of as a kid, you're thinking, man, I like the other guy, I liked Superfly Snuka was the big.
Right.
He was a good guy, but he was like that's who we wanted to see the belt on was Snuka.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Hogan, I mean, what can you say? He changed, along with Vince McMahon, and I have to give a little credit to Roddy Piper too. I think Piper and Hogan, and
another legend who passed away, Roddy Piper. Yeah,
I was a Piper guy. I love Roddy
Piper, especially bad guy Piper. I even loved good guy Piper. I loved just especially bad guy Piper, and you can't deny what Hogan in wrestling. Then comes back, I would say, a little past his prime, and with the whole NWO and the Hollywood character, you can't deny that either. That was really well done. And I mean, you have to give Hogan credit for that. Also, I think Hogan is slightly above average when it comes to being a wrestler. If you ever watch any of his Japan stuff, you see the match with him and Muta for the IWGP title, and you could see Hogan does a lot of wrestling maneuvers, stuff he didn't do in the States because he didn't have to. That's his point, was he was the brawler. He was kick and punch, but he could wrestle. He was, he was trained by Hiro Matsuda, who knew wrestling and stuff, down in Florida. And Hogan knew how to wrestle. If he, not saying like, no, he's not a Kurt Angle or anything like that, but he definitely could wrestle a lot more technical if need be, but he didn't need be. It was punch,
Yeah.
I know Hogan, a lot of matches he would do his opponent's finishers, like when he took on Mr. Wonderful, he'd do a pile driver and stuff he wouldn't normally do. I always liked that. He would change things up from time to time. But yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to say Hogan's one of the top 5 in the business of all time of professional wrestling. You just, so big loss.
I have to say
for the longevity of the run as well. When people think back about Austin's run, it was 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Where he obviously he was on the come up. He broke his neck. He came back. He changed the style, and that's the version of Austin everybody remembers. The Stomp a Mud Hole, Austin 316, like the guy.
Yeah.
But you think that only lasted a couple of years, and then you've got the likes of Bruno Sammartino and Hogan that had those sorts of levels for their time for a decade plus. And for all people can say about Hogan, he knew when to reinvent himself. As you said, when he was getting stale, the NWO came along and gave it a whole other level. When people were bored of the NWO thing, and he naturally turned when he went back to WWE after Mania 18, babyface Hogan was back, and it was Hulkamania, Red and Yellow, the Mr. Patriot stuff, and all that. He give him his due, wherever you think of his politics or him as a human being. He knew how to keep his career going.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll say this too. I wasn't like when I saw Hogan in wrestling, like I wasn't a fan. I was a fan of the Ultimate Warrior. I was, but even with Ultimate Warrior, there was controversies. You don't know that at the time because there was no internet back then. So, Hogan to me though, like one of the legends. I mean, as far as wrestling goes, yeah, he's on the Mount Rushmore. Definitely, because what he did for the business, but you have to, for me, I separate the two. You separate the art from the artist from the art, sort of thing. As a person, yeah, he was, not very cool and what he did. So, and I understand if people can't let that go. That's completely fine, especially if you're like African American, right? If you don't want to let that go and you just can't stand the guy, but at the end of the day, like what he did for wrestling, yeah, there's no denying that. I'm sorry. But yeah, we spent more time in that than I expected. Also, Ozzy Osbourne sadly passed away while he was away too. Yeah, this one hit me hard because Ozzy, love Ozzy. WWE still uses Ozzy music, and yeah, and obviously he's from the UK as well. Never lost his Birmingham accent or Brummy accent, as we say. PK, this one hit you hard too, right?
Yeah, I'm a metalhead. I have been for since early teens, and Ozzy was a legend. No matter what you think of his musical output, were like Black Sabbath. It created a genre. When he went solo, he Blizzard of Oz and all those like the Bark at the Moon and those sorts of albums are classic in a lot of people's minds for a reason. Like if you all you have to hear is the all aboard and the laugh, and Crazy Train's coming, that riff, even if you're not a metalhead, you've heard that because he was pop culture. And when people were kind of forgetting about him a little bit, the reality show came along, which revitalized his career even more and gave him more legs. And let's face it, the amount of stuff that man did over the years, it's a miracle that he lasted as long as he did. But I'm so happy he did. I'm so happy he got to have the send-off at Villa Park and have the big final show. And that, unfortunately, I couldn't go to see it live, but I watched the live stream. And that, as an experience, even watching the live stream felt so special. And the fact that he got to sign off in that way and say goodbye, and then the fact that, again, speaking of Ultimate Warrior, was that weird thing with him where he got to like say goodbye on Raw and he died the next day. And it's like, there's been a few of those in the last couple of years where you think, oh god, that's really like weird timing that's happened. And it was the same with Ozzy, but I'm just glad he got to say that goodbye. The man was a legend, and
absolutely, yeah. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Well, Pook, have you got anything on Ozzy? I know you're a rock metal head, right? So
I like rock and and metal. Ozzy, Ozzy's a god when it comes to that category. Diary of a Madman, I think, was probably my favorite CD cassette. Actually, I had it on cassette back then. That was one of the Ozzy ones, and then later Osmosis was much later on. But But and then Black Sabbath. I mean, Iron Man and Sweet Leaf and all. I mean, it's all classic stuff. And
Yeah.
And Ozzy was, besides the music, like when like PK mentioned about the Osbournes, and he just the way Ozzy was on there, you could kind of he felt authentic. He didn't feel like he was acting.
Yeah.
Like I think that's how Ozzy is. I mean, I don't know. I never met the man, but to me, I believe that's how he actually is. I think he was just himself. He didn't put on a show.
Yeah.
But he's an entertaining guy just sitting there talking, I mean, how could you, for entertainment, for music, I mean, Ozzy's one of the best. So.
I mean, I'm not gonna try and imitate it, probably do a bad job, but it was always like, Sharon, you fucking bitch, and it was just it was genuine, like you say, Pook, and I gotta shout out Miracle Man, the song, because it's fucking amazing. Yeah. So gotta shout that out. We got anything else? Did you have anything else on Ozzy, Pook, or were you kind of?
No, I just I really enjoyed his music. I mean, I remember one of the first bands I got into when I started really listening to music, probably about 1980, was AC/DC, and I forget what it was, but there was something my dad had that had AC/DC and Ozzy and all these other bands at that time on there, but Ozzy. He was in. It wasn't Black Sabbath. It was something else that had with him.
Maybe PK knows. Do you know PK?
Something that was in like Ozzy was like with. It was like something with Ozzy Osbourne. It was like around 80, 81 ish.
While he was thinking of that, they did re-release War Pigs for the last WWE pay-per-view.
That's cool.
And if people buy it, I'm not asking anyone to buy it, but if you do purchase that song, money goes to charity. So that's cool. Shout out to WWE for doing that, because they didn't have to, and at the end of the day, they're a corporation, and so shout out to them for doing that.
I mean, Ozzy's kind of like Hogan in that regard, where if you start talking about hard rock, heavy metal performers, top 5, right? I mean, he's got to be.
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, so I mean,
Lemmy was another one. Lemmy from
Motorhead. Yeah. So, I mean, that's two legends in their own entertainment category that are definitely were gods, or whatever you want to call it. Definitely top 5 of the whole thing. So it's two very important people who passed away.
Yeah, definitely. Well, while we're on, we should have really, while we're on Hulk Hogan, we should have talked about the current state of wrestling, but we wanted to trying to put everything in order here. I mean, this is going to be more of a PK myself, really, thing. So, Pook, if you want to grab a sandwich, and for Fat Ninja, our brother, but no, we won't spend too long on it. So, I mean, let's just get into this. The current state of WWE. I mean, the newest thing is John Cena's no longer around. He's retired, PK.
And they did him so dirty on his retirement run. The creative and the booking around that retirement run was absolute dog shit. Like, and no matter what Cena tried to do, like I have historically was not a Cena guy. When I was into wrestling, and when I got back into WWE more specifically after only really watching indie stuff for a few years, Cena was the guy, and I was already bored of him just because of the way they'd done that character. What turned me around on Cena was the US title stuff, and like the open challenge, and letting Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and the next generation get over, and the fact that his retirement show was a co-thing with NXT, that shows the type of guy Cena is as a person. But the way they booked that entire thing, whether it was the waste of the heel turn where it didn't pan out the way it should have for such a monumental moment, or the fact that the best match of that entire run was built by AJ Styles and Cena on Twitter because no one in WWE had any idea of what to do. How do you not have a plan for your biggest star of the last 20 years.
Yeah, and look, whole thing, the current state of just as a whole, right? No, I just picked out the Cena thing because that's the newest thing, right? So just as a whole, and look, I like Gunther, right? We've said on this channel and Pook's channel plenty of times that Gunther's great, even on the live reacts. Me personally, I still can't get over no knee pads and elbow pads, but that's just me. I don't think it looks right. It's not the uniform, and I know I always harp on that, but for me, like, that's traditional wrestling gear. I wish he would do it, but because it's annoying to me, it's a pet peeve of mine. That's just a small gripe. The whole thing with the gun, he came out after he beat him. He said he made him tap out, ha ha ha, and he got kicked out of the building. They need to make They should have merchandise ready, right? They didn't capitalize on it, and now like they're not still doing anything with Gunther after the retirement of Cena.
They out of all the stuff that they've done, I like the fact that they're letting Gunther go out there and cut promos and wind people up. I think that that's the best thing they could have done for this, but it's still it's over. To be honest, as well, on the state of WWE in general, not just over the Cena thing, you've got so many great performers on that roster that aren't being utilized. You've had people who have left and have gone to AEW and been utilized better. The people who went to AEW and come back have not been utilized properly since they came back. Triple H's booking has gone down the toilet compared to how decent it was.
Yeah. And did you hear me? Did the Vince thing? Time-honored tradition. You know, and all that on
I agree 100% that Cena should have lost on his way out and made someone.
Well, but if you watch the match,
Gunther was made. Gunther was already the big bad bully of Raw, and he was already made.
If you watch the match at the end, Cody and the other champ come in, right?
Punk, yeah.
They come in, and Cena looks awkward with, like, he holds up the two belts. And Cena said before, if someone else is the champion and he's not, he doesn't like to hold other people's like titles and stuff. So, and he just looked, if you just look at the body language and his face and everything, he just looked, it was awkward. It really was, like, just going back to the Cena thing. But yeah, in general, no, you're right, PK. Like, the product is just terrible right now.
It's not the same company since TKO, to be honest. I think TKO have ruined that company. Whether it's the extortionately high ticket prices, whether it's over here we're slightly luckier because pretty much everything goes on to either Netflix or YouTube. In the States, you've got to have Peacock, you've got to have Netflix, you've got to have a cable service, you've got to have X, Y, and Z just to watch all the product if you wanted to watch all the product.
Yeah,
it's
I know,
ridiculous. And it's when you've got executives from TKO coming on and doing interviews saying that Vince McMahon underpriced shows for the family and there's more money to wring out of the ticket buyer. Yeah, because it's a family show. What family is going to pay 20 grand a seat to sit front row at Mania for a family of four?
No one. And Vince was, Vince. Vince got his own controversies, unfortunately. So Vince is never coming back. But see, Vince's thing was, underprice it because they're going to buy merchandise.
Yeah. AEW, I will say that AEW had a rough couple of years with the whole Punk thing. They've righted the ship in 2025 and they deserve all the accolades they're getting for the product they're currently putting out. I have been to see AEW live 4 times in the UK already, and the tickets were reasonable. The view was perfect. The show felt like a good length. I was thoroughly entertained throughout the entire thing. I have no faith that if I dropped £400 on a nosebleed seat to watch WWE, I'm even going to get a good product at the minute.
Yeah,
that's worth paying that money for.
Yeah. Well, look, we'll end it here because I don't want Pook to sit there bored.
Oh no, I'm listening. I was gonna say, didn't they
Jump in,
finally
Pook,
give the
please
belt to
jump in.
Gunther?
Yeah, go ahead, Pook. Yeah,
Didn't they
go ahead.
finally give the belt to Gunther at one point? Didn't he win it?
He
He's
did.
been champion twice. Yeah, he won it. He won it after he won the King of the Ring, and he won it a second time after that, and then he dropped it to Punk, who then got cashed in by Seth, and then the whole thing with Seth getting injured happened, and they've had problems to deal with, and it's been chaotic, but that doesn't excuse the way they've handled certain characters. I am so bored of Jey Uso.
Yeah.
I was bored before he won the belt at Mania.
I hate that intro.
I can't believe they made him a top star. I mean, I know the tag team with his brother was pretty good, but I know they've got him in the whole yeet thing and all. I don't know. Maybe I think it's because I'm old, maybe, but it's just not enjoyable to me.
For me, he's an entrance. He can't work a good match. He's an entrance. And the fact that one of the things that, like, you're more of an old school guy like me, Pooh, you'll probably appreciate my little mini rant here. They have War Games, which is sanitized beyond belief and is nothing like what War Games should be.
Yeah.
Blood and Guts in AEW is more like what War Games should be. During the middle of a War Games match, they pause the match mid-thing so Jey Uso can do the stupid repeat thing and sit on the top of the cage and lead another yeet.
No.
It's bloody War Games. The whole point of that match is there's two factions that hate each other so much that they have to be locked inside a cage to deal with it. And because there's so many of them, you need two rings to do it. WWE have turned that into, well, it's Survivor Series, let's throw some random people in there and have a 5-on-5 War Games match. They didn't have the shark cages this year, so there was no drama of the people who didn't like each other being stuck next to each other in the cage and all that sort of stuff. It was just, no, here's someone coming out doing their full entrance, which kills the pacing of the match, and then you got some other dork who does their entrance for a second time mid-match. To me, that is in my top 5 worst matches of the year, is that men's War Game match.
Wow.
For reasons like that.
Yeah, definitely the entrance thing I think would kill a War Games match, because War Games, when the next person would come running out, they would just run out and get in there because they're in there to either help or to double team somebody, not to, they wouldn't take the time to do a full entrance, with the whole thing. They kind of killed the wrestling. To me, it's like when you're talking WWE, it's a whole different category of wrestling. It's not pro wrestling anymore. It's sports entertainment, and it's maybe I'm not a big sports entertainment guy. I'm a pro wrestling fan,
Well, don't expect any PK and OB live reacts for the PLEs then, because obviously we can't stand the product right now.
Wrong. I will still watch it. I will still react to it because I still want to have my opinions on it. I can't sit here and say it's a bad product that I don't enjoy if I stop watching it. So I'm probably part of the problem as well. But I am way more excited for the AEW pay-per-view on Saturday night, World's End, than I have been anything WWE have put out since Mania.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's kill this because I don't know if you remember the old meme, Pooh, when we talk wrestling, people start tuning out. Remember that? So we're gonna leave it there because we don't want to harp on this. We don't want to harp on wrestling too much because people will get bored and the TLDR is I'm keeping up with it too, and if anything interesting happens, we'll jump up. Me and PK will jump on, and if Poot wants to join, he can. But no, we're just bored right now. Let's get into more sad news. This is full of sad news. Though most of this, isn't it? So I think it was a few weeks ago. The game director of Tekken and the producer of Tekken is retiring. He posted it on Twitter just randomly on a Monday, and he's leaving. He's leaving at the end of the year. So And you know, I've always said this. I've always preferred Tekken over Street Fighter. And so to me, it's like, wow, that really got me, because wow, like this guy's been Harada has been the director of Tekken for 30 years. That's like probably like a quarter of his life at this point, you know. And yeah, so Pook, since you didn't really chime in on the wrestling topic, yeah, what do you think about this?
It's the end of an era. I mean, I prefer Street Fighter over Tekken, but I am a big Tekken fan. I never really played it at the arcade. It was the PlayStation 1, the very first Tekken, the long box that we got in the States, the long box Tekken, which I still have. I still have my current copy of that I've had for 20 some year, whatever it's been, 30 years, time goes by. But I love that game, you know, and I mean, just, you know, with the martial law and Paul Phoenix, and it was just, you know, the moves, the grapple style moves that you could do, and King's my favorite because he was a pro wrestler.
The wrestler, yeah.
You know, and just little things like the little fruit for the counter win with the fight, just a little fruit, and you know, and then the first Tekken also had a what was it, Galaxian you could play, and if you beat it, you could win a secret character, I believe.
Yeah, you could unlock Hayachi. Yeah, there was
that was cool. And then like Tekken 3, and they had like that anime character dinosaur, little dinosaur.
Yeah, Gone.
Yeah, just all the different man. Tekken, I love Street Fighter, but Tekken was up there with it. It was just kind of its own thing.
Tekken's goofy.
Yeah,
I like that. Serious. Yeah,
I like that. You know, I like Tekken. Tekken's cool. Yeah, like King and Armor King and all that. But yeah, it's definitely end of an era, and I mean it's sad, but I mean people move on, they retire or they do different careers, and
yeah. I mean, he alluded to the fact that he's gonna, you know, he's not finished yet, so. Hopefully, you know, I'll say my bit. But PK, Tekken, yeah, what do you think of this? The Katsuhiro Harada leaving or retiring?
I'm gutted, to be honest, because like I know, like Tekken, I was always a Tekken guy as well. I loved Street Fighter when the first time I played it properly on the Super Nintendo. But the first time I played Tekken 2, especially 1, I thought this is good. Tekken 2 was the one that genuinely blew me away, and yeah, there was some up and down bits in the middle, but I've got very fond memories of picking up my PS2 and getting Tekken Tag Tournament day 1, and all these like genuinely great gaming memories tied to Tekken. Taking the piss out your mates because they used Eddie and they just hammered the kick buttons, like just little like things like that, and getting to know those combos, and it's always going to be part of my like gaming history. So it's sad to see him retire. I haven't actually played the latest Tekken yet. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for sale because I've got so much stuff in my backlog anyway.
Pombear, our friend Pombear did send Pook Tekken 8.
And 7. Yeah, I got 7 and 8.
7. Yeah.
I haven't played it. The last Tekken I played was 5 on the PS2, so I haven't.
I'm sure you played 6, Pook. I'm sure you played Tekken 6.
Was that on 360?
Yeah, 360 and PS3. Yeah.
I don't think I did. I really don't. I don't.
I'm gonna have to hunt you down a copy.
I can get me a copy of that.
Oh, that's gonna be cheap. That's gonna be cheap as hell.
Could probably get one for $10 or less, you know.
Sorry, PK. Would you?
Yeah, sorry, man.
Go ahead,
no, it's not good. I've heard it's good. I've heard it is very much like the last couple, especially. I really enjoyed 7. So like the fact that they've had a good run of Tekken games recently, it means he's going out on a high note at least. It's sad to see him retire, but there's a couple of directors like that. Like the second, there's a Silent Hill director fully steps down. The second, the guy behind the Yakuza or Like a Dragon games as they are now decides he's going to step down. I'll be they're all the ones that will start to make me a bit like, yeah, the good guys are going, and people need to step up and fill those shoes.
Definitely, yeah. And I will say this: if you've not done yourself the favor of going to Harada Tekken's X account, which is Harada_Tekken, and look at that post, he left a SoundCloud link to a final mix that he did. I don't know if you listened to that, Pook. It's got a lot of references in it from older Tekkens. They have that good morning and all that in there, and it's so good. Oh my god, it's like it's going to be the best hour that you sit down and listen to. If you don't listen to that, you're not a Tekken fan, because by God, that last final mix that he released on SoundCloud is so good. It is so fantastic. PK was talking about he left on a high note. Yeah, with that freaking mix too. I don't know if you heard this mix, PK, that he did, but you should definitely check that out.
No, I'll definitely check it out though.
I should have let you know about that.
You'll have to put a link for that on the show here after you publish the show.
Yeah, I will definitely. I'll link to that. Definitely, for real, I will, because that is worth listening to. It really is. And my thought, is it is sad to see, because I love Tekken, the goofiness. Yeah, it's all about the Mishimas. I wish it wasn't. I wish they'd kind of branch off into different storylines. My main has always been martial law. And I've got and Steve Fox, because he's a boxer and he's from the UK, so you got to represent your country, right? But no, Tekken 3 is probably my all-time favorite, just because it had that that side-scrolling beat 'em up in there, Tekken Force. So Tekken 3 is my favorite. You got your value for money for that, because they had so many modes in it. They had that Tekken Ball in there and all that. They had all these, and you had to unlock the characters too, which you don't do these days. Everything's just unlocked for you, given to you on a silver platter. Not back in the day. You had to unlock stuff. And Tekken has always been my favorite. I love Street Fighter, love Akuma. As you guys know, it's like Akuma's like the brand of the channel and stuff. But I do prefer Tekken, because with Tekken, you can jump in, you can press a bunch of buttons, and if you don't know what you're doing, man, you'll have a good time, because like every time you do things, it will do something for you. And the latest game, Tekken 8, if you're not familiar with fighting games and stuff, they got modern controls just like Street Fighter 6. So they cater for everybody, and they've got story modes in there, and it's just Tekken's got the goof. I love the goof. So yeah, good luck to Harada in his future endeavors. I hope he does something else, and I would definitely be following what he does next, because I hope he sticks with fighting games, to be honest. I don't want to speculate or anything, but my assumption is he's just got sick of Bandai Namco. Did you have any? Oh yeah, go ahead, PK.
It wouldn't shock me, because like that company is not the same company it used to be.
Yeah, I know. I wish Soul Calibur would come back while we're talking about Namco or Bandai Namco. I miss Soul Calibur, Soul Blade. Yeah.
It's a rubbish.
Yeah. Right. So let's move on to the main topic here. This is the meat and potatoes, pretty much. A lot of beat 'em ups have come out lately. PK mentioned one earlier, Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
Mm-hmm. That's fairly new, right? That's a newer one here.
That's on Game Pass. Yeah. Who wants to go first here about this? Let's go to
I actually think this goes back a little bit farther than what people are thinking, because obviously the ones that most of people remember recently is you got the Marvel Cosmic Invasion, you got Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. You've got a few that have come out in the last 2-3 years, but you can actually go all the way back to the Xbox Live Arcade days and Castle Crashers and games like that really put beat 'em ups back in people's minds. And then the River City Girls games, and they bringing back River City Ransom, and all these games that there was some nostalgia for, that are now back in the forefront of people's minds. And as a genre, I think beat 'em ups were in general were underserved for far too long, because you can make it as basic or as complicated as you want. You can go so many different levels with it, but the general rule of thumb of you walk either left to right or whatever, you're walking along some sort of linear path, beating the hell out of everything that gets in your way, to then fight a boss at the end and then move on to the next level. it's not a complicated gameplay loop, so anybody can get into it, which is the beauty of them.
Right, and they've always got local co-op or online co-op. Now, Pook, what's been your highlight of the revival of these beat 'em ups that have come out lately?
You know, I mean, you have to say Shredder's Revenge is like the peak of all of them that have come out, but there's a lot of like little independent ones and little off ones, you know, like Fight and Rage and just there's different ones that
Final Vendetta's another good one.
Final Vendetta, that's another really good one. A personal favorite of mine, and I don't think it ever caught on, is the Shaq Fu side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Oh yeah.
With the Barack Fu add-on. You can't get better than that, and it's actually a good game. I mean,
Obama Fu, as we always said privately, Obama Fu.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. It's goofy. It's funny. The whole game has tons of comedy and some slight adult comedy in it. It actually is a good playing game. There's lots of moves. I mean, it's actually good. You could probably go find a copy for $5 or 10 at the most.
Oh yeah. Get it while you can. Well, before the license goes away. Yeah, before they pull it off the digital marketplace, you know.
But there's been so many. You know, we had the remake of Streets of Rage 4,
which was we were talking about this, Pook. Let's. I want to talk about this because Streets of Rage, as you know, as you guys, you know, people know. Me, I don't know about PK, but were you a Mega Drive guy, PK? Like, were you like? Okay, good. He's on side.
I got my Mega Drive with Streets of Rage and Sonic.
Oh, nice.
Mega Games 2, exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. Yeah. And so we're all Sega guys here, which is great because I thought it's Boxing Day. I'm gonna start boxing with PK, you know. But now, don't get me wrong, Nintendo was cool, but you know, as we've said, like just Mega Drive, just a better
Final Fight, right? They had an okay version. Well, it was better than okay. They had a good version of Final Fight.
Final Fight's up there, to be honest. It's like that and Double Dragon are like what I view as like the Nintendo classics of the genre. I know Double Dragon was in the arcade first, but I first played that on a Nintendo console.
Let's be honest. This is not beat 'em ups, but the Super Nintendo had the best version of Street Fighter 2. Let's call that out.
Yes, it did.
Let's call that out. But we're talking about beat 'em ups here. So
Double Dragon kind of was like the first beat 'em up I remember playing. The arcade version of Double Dragon at the 7-Eleven convenience store. That's like your first beat 'em up. You're going through the levels and fighting and. You know, and Capcom had a lot of good ones too. You know, you had like your Final Fight, and then you had like Knights of the Round, King of Dragons. You know, they had they had a lot of different ones. Armored, what was it called? Armored something with the robot, the mech guys that would fight. It was a beat 'em up, like side-scrolling beat 'em up. Alien vs Predator. I mean, there's just so many. And then those games just died. Like there was no more coming out on consoles or anything. So
until Streets of Rage 4, right, yeah.
So that's kind of like the key into Streets of Rage 4. While I think Streets of Rage 4 is a good game, but it's not up there with Streets of Rage 1 and 2.
Definitely not. No, it felt stiff. And I know people are going to make sexual jokes now. it felt stiff. It just didn't feel right.
That's because of Blaze, you know, she's pretty hot.
Yeah. You're trying to look up her skirt when she jumps up. You know, if you like me and Pook, because I assume, I don't know about you, PK, and chime in, please. We probably played Streets of Rage 2 to death, right? And Streets of Rage 2 especially, and you just know like the flow and everything, like you memorize everything and all that. And Abadidi looks awesome in that game too. Because he was a take on the Ultimate Warrior, right?
I was gonna say it even had Ultimate Warrior in it. You could kind of say,
and you know, Streets Rage 2 is the GOAT, right? So that's the standard. That's like the gold standard. Now Streets Rage 3, whatever, that like hit or miss on that, because you know. But Streets Rage 2 was the gold standard. So when they came out with Streets Rage 4, I'm like I nearly fainted because no one heard of Streets Rage from Streets of Rage, right? We thought Sega's just buried it, right? Like they've done with their older franchises and IPs. So it came out, and I played it, and it was like, what is this? Like, Mr. X is not there; it's his kids now, and the game was like, even on the easiest difficulty, it was hard. It wasn't exactly, a cakewalk. Yeah, it just didn't feel right, did it, Pook?
It didn't feel like it felt like a good beat 'em up game, but it didn't feel like a Streets of Rage game, even though it had Streets of Rage characters in it. And I remember you could unlock the original Axel and all of those from in there, where you had it where it was more of a bit character, it's like pixel characters,
like a
and
skid.
stuff.
Yeah, it was a skid.
But it just felt different. I'm not saying it's a bad game, because I think it's a good game personally, but they could have called it something else. I mean, to me, it wasn't really Streets of Rage, but
they could have called it Rage of Streets.
Rage of Streets. Called it, I mean, Japanese name was Bare Knuckle. They should have just called it, Bare Knuckle in America, and called it Streets of Rage in Japan or something. I don't know.
But, I mean, it's got a lot of references, but
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I did enjoy it, but like, I think at the time as well was when it was similar sort of time to when like Shredder's Revenge was either just coming out or it was like on the horizon, and that's the one that I was most excited for, because I loved the Turtles arcade games. I loved Turtles in Time. Those are the games that I had a lot of nostalgia for, as much as Streets of Rage, to be honest. Like, I always remember I was playing the first Streets of Rage when I was a kid. I'm gonna say I was a kid. I was a kid. Playing Streets of Rage with my brother, and where it was the lift, it was the elevator level, where the people are just jumping in and you're beating the hell out of everyone. And we were just literally grabbing people and then throwing them off the side instead of fighting them, just because it was more fun to grab them and launch them off the side of the lift. The stepsister came in, saw us doing it, and then started to call me and my brother bloody sexist and all this, because we were grabbing women and throwing them off the elevator. Like, you do realise if we don't do that, they're going to kill us.
Yeah, women. That's what women do anyway, even in real life. There you go.
Yeah, I remember, it was Fat Ninja, me and Fat Ninja, and another friend of ours. Yeah, Fat Ninja, me, Fat Ninja, and another friend of ours that would hang out with us named Jeff. We used to play. What we would do is every so often, after we beat all the enemies, this was Streets of Rage 1, I believe, we would fight each other, and then one of us would lose a life, because we'd fight each other till one of us died, lost a life, while we were playing 2-player at the same time, and then go on and continue. But we did that almost every area, every level. We would take a round of somewhere.
And you know what else? This is just
and the
generally...
car too, Obi. The car.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage 1 had the car with the rocket launcher.
Yeah. Streets Rage 4 did bring that back. So I've got they did bring it back, didn't they? So yeah. You guys talk about Streets Rage 1 a lot, but like I said, Streets Rage 2 for me is the GOAT. Another thing,
that's the best tackle game of that original trilogy by a mile. Yeah,
Streets Rage 2 is almost a perfect game.
Yeah, no game is perfect.
That's it, almost. Metal Gear Solid, but it's almost a perfect game, especially when it comes to that style of game, a belt action fighter, side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's almost perfect.
And it had a dual mode like Golden Axe, didn't it? It had a dual mode so you could fight each other. The thing I hated was when you was doing local co-op on Streets of Rage, any Streets of Rage, if another person took the apple or the chicken, that was annoying. It's like you ate my meat, God damn it. Another sexual reference. A lot of references in this. But no, Streets Rage 4 though. But I mean, I think we're done burying Streets of Rage 4. I mean, but they redeemed themselves with, as PK mentioned, Shredder's Revenge. Let's talk about this, Shredder's Revenge now. That came out and everyone lost their shit because it was like, yeah, this is amazing. Like, this is a throwback to everything, beat 'em ups, and we love it. And it's TMNT, right? I mean, everyone loves TMNT. It doesn't matter how old you are.
And that's what we wanted, though. We wanted more a slight modern update and more of what we had in the past. Yeah.
The modernized throwback, because you had the story where you're going through the levels and you could have the map. You had the straight up arcade mode where you just got ferried through it all. But then you also had like the extra challenges and trying to find all the various things to unlock the hidden characters, and like, can you get through the level without being hit to get the little the little challenge thing ticked off. And that's where Marvel reminds me of, because they've got that implemented as well. It's things like play this level with Wolverine and Storm, electrify X number of enemies as Storm, and throw X number of enemies as Wolverine. And there's like, they definitely took a lot of influence from Shredder's Revenge, because they're the ones who did it best when they brought it all back.
Right, tribute games, right? Yeah, they're the ones. But yeah, they're doing great work over there. I hope they release more now. Did you have anything on Shredder's Revenge, Pook? I know you played it, so
oh yeah, I love Shredder's Revenge. Like I said, that is like the pinnacle of all these slew of beat 'em up games that we've gotten. That's the pinnacle of all of them, I think. And I am a TMNT fan, so but even if I wasn't, just as a fan of beat 'em up games, I would still consider that the same. But you forgot to mention, we do have a villain of the beat 'em up games, a certain company. Named Game Mill.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm glad.
We do. Me and Obi had talked about it, because we do believe that Game Mill is a mill where programmers and stuff are being sold as slave work, especially after getting laid off from AI and are being forced to work there. And
we called it the sweatshop, Pook.
The sweatshop of video game companies. The Cobra Kai, the Cobra Kai 2, the Karate Kid, even though Karate Kid's a little bit better, but they should be ashamed of themselves. They come out with these beat 'em ups as well. I would say they're the LJN of beat 'em up games for this generation of gaming. I have to mention them, because they're, at least the good thing about them is their games always get marked down, and you can get them really cheap if you're curious.
Right. While we're on, go ahead, PK. Have you played these Cobra Kai, the sweatshop of?
No, I can't bring myself to do it. I loved Cobra Kai, but like, those games look so jank, and like, I've got as you get older, your time to play stuff gets smaller and smaller. So I need to try and like maximize playing good stuff in the amount of time I get. If I was a kid, I probably would have played them, because you've got that's all you do when you're a kid.
And we've got the sweatshop, but we've also got a ton of indie that was mentioned. I think that was Pook who mentioned the indie.
There's a lot of there.
Yeah,
like
they're all out there.
Final Vendetta, that's a really good one. There's another one, and the name escapes me. I don't own it, but I've seen it. It kind of looks like an SNK beat 'em up from back then, kind of like one of those. Came out on everything that's current, I believe. There's a Fighting Rage? That one's really
Rage.
Good.
Yeah,
that one's
Fighting
good.
Rage was excellent. Yeah,
there's so many. Yeah, but I love it, because I love beat 'em ups. So
Yeah, we are glad.
One that I got in a humble bundle, and it was basically it was kaiju beat 'em up, where you're walking through, very much like King of the Monsters. You're walking through the city and you're fighting the monsters.
Oh, and I have that.
Trashing the buildings. But again, that was again. I got a humble bundle a few months ago, so the name's gone completely out of my head. But I remember having fun with it.
I think it was because so it had monsters in the title. I think monsters something. Maybe.
I'd have to have a look through my Steam library, but my Steam library is quite frankly ridiculous at the moment. So it's maybe just as long to try and find it in there.
Yeah. Beat 'em ups are definitely those types of games where, again, like fighting games, you can jump in and out. Like you can do a level in co-op too. But yeah, beat 'em ups are definitely our favorite here around here, because this they're so good. Now I have to ask this. If there's a beat 'em up that you like, your dream beat 'em up, like that's not like either licensed, they got Marvel, as we said, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which is good. I've played that, did my homework, and it's really good. By the way, if there's a dream beat 'em up that you guys would want, what would that be? PK, let's go to you first. I know I know you wasn't expecting it, so
yeah. I'd love a new Golden Axe. A proper retro style, non 3D bullshit Sprite Golden Axe, I would absolutely love to see, because again, so many good memories of the original Mega Drive Genesis with that.
Let me give you an example. All right. I would love a Street Fighter beat 'em up, for example, like just because something that doesn't exist right now.
That'd be cool.
So something like Street Fighter beat 'em up, MK beat 'em up. You know, Tekken should bring it back. They should bring back Tekken Force. So something like Street Fighter versus somebody, or or just a Street Fighter beat 'em up on its own. Because there's never been a Street Fighter beat 'em up except that Mega Man X Street Fighter game, right? But that that's only on PC. So
one that I think would actually do genuinely really well if he wanted to make it would be a Reacher beat 'em up.
Bleacher,
as in from the Amazon show, the book series,
okay.
Jack Reacher. I think because that's basically his whole deal in the show is he's an ex-army officer who goes around beating the shit out of people who deserve it.
I'd love to see, before I go to Pook, I'd love to see a WWE beat 'em up as well.
Oh yeah,
like a side-scrolling beat 'em up as well. Pook, what about you? If you could have any dream beat 'em up, what would you have?
Real quick about that WWE one, there is a Streets of Rage 2 Mega Drive Genesis ROM hack for Streets of Rage 2 that you can play as like Hogan and Macho Man and Big Boss Man. You can even play as Mean Gene. There's like all these different characters for it.
That's cool.
You can even buy it on cartridge from like AliExpress from China, or you can just download a ROM. Go look for, you put it in, you'll find a ROM for it. I have it on my EverDrive for my Sega Genesis. So.
That's cool. So
my
prayers have already been answered then.
Yeah,
go ahead.
One that I think would be really cool, just something different, would be, how they got Smash Brothers, a verse fighting game with all Nintendo characters. What if they did that with a beat 'em up, where Bowser's your bad guy and you have like, you have Kid Icarus, you have Mario, Luigi, all the different Donkey Kong, and
they've got everybody. They've got everybody in Smash Brothers. They've even got Tekken characters in there and Street Fighter characters.
They could do the same thing, except for instead of a verse fight, or have it be a beat 'em up, do through the beat 'em up level, and I think that would be pretty sweet. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'd love to see Street Fighter though, because that would work. Because it just would. I just think it would work. MK would work as well. They could do plenty.
My favorite games of the PS2 generation was Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, and that's what that was really.
Yeah,
was a scroll and beat 'em up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they did that with Sub-Zero. The Sub-Zero one wasn't very good, but the Shaolin Monks was excellent.
That's on the collection. That collection that came out, and Special Forces. Yeah, and Special Forces. Yep.
The Legacy.
Yep. There is physicals of these. The Legacy collection. They've got a deluxe and standard. So.
Unfortunately, I'd probably want to get it on the Switch too, and it's a game key card, so it doesn't really make much difference.
Oh no, I should say. Well, while we're talking about the Legacy collection, it's all the games are on there except MK4. So they kind of screwed everybody. They screwed the pooch on that one. Not all the games are on the cartridges. You got to download the update. So, yeah. But I think MK Legacy collection. So I think it's a decent product. It's got a documentary on there. Unfortunately, it's got the arcade versions though of the games, not the home console ports.
Yeah.
So that's a bit iffy. It's an okay product. I'd say to people, especially if you do like MK, then I'd wait for a sale on that one. To be honest. Digital Eclipse kind of screwed the pooch with the physical release, unfortunately. But yeah, I think it's a decent product. And yeah, I should say Double Dragon was Fat Ninja's favorite, right, Pook?
Oh yeah, he loved Double Dragon. I mean, Street Fighter. I don't know his regular. I know back when we were younger, Street Fighter 2 was his favorite versus fighter. I don't know if that changed or not, but Double Dragon was his favorite when it came to beat 'em ups. So, and I mean, Double Dragon's got a lot of newer and somewhat newer beat 'em ups too. Like you got that
Revival.
the
Yeah,
Gaiden, and you got Double Dragon 4, Double Dragon
Neon as well.
Neon,
Neon.
and there's that newest one. What's it called? Revive. I haven't played that.
Revival or Revive, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, I haven't played it, but Double Dragons kind of has made a comeback as well.
Yes, that's made a comeback. Yeah.
Double Dragon Gaiden is the main one. I've played that one in Neon. 4 is like an 8-bit game, kind of. But 5, Gaiden and Neon are the two main ones that I've played more recently, and I think Gaiden was good. I finished it, and there's a lot of stuff you can unlock and buy items and music and different. It was pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned Gaiden because I'd love to see a Ninja Gaiden beat 'em up. That would be a good. That would make a good beat 'em up. I think. Yeah.
Even though Ryu Hayabusa is in Dead or Alive, but that's not beat 'em up. That's a verse fight.
Now, Dead or Alive would be good actually. I think Dead or Alive beat 'em up would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would. Yeah, we're going back to that dream.
But if you can turn it into a volleyball game, you can turn it into a beat 'em up.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What? Yeah, Dead or Alive is literally DOA, Dead on Arrival. They need to, bring DOA back.
Throw Rumble Roses in there for even more gooning material for the rest of the
year. Rumble. Yeah, shout out to Rumble Roses.
Rumble Roses, yeah, PS2 and 360. It was great,
and it's backwards compatible on Xbox Series and One. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Rumble Roses.
That's been a while, man. I don't have the 360 one. I have the PS2 one though.
I've got the 360 one on the backwards compatible because it went on sale for like $2.99 or something. So I thought, I'll sort it out. I'll buy it.
I'll buy that.
It's still a functional, fun wrestling game. It's just obviously the reputation it has is fun.
That's Konami too, isn't it? That's Konami.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Yeah, I mean, they're all coming back. Why not? Just throw them in there. I hope we get more though, right? I hope we get more beat 'em ups. I don't care what they are. I just hope we get more. I hope the trend keeps going. I know there's a He-Man one coming out. I'm looking forward to that. He-Man.
I see
He-Man. Like, who's heard from He-Man lately? Fucking no one. They're releasing the toys and stuff, but video games? No, there's not been a He-Man.
New Masters of the Universe movie in production, so it's a really good time to get
exactly. It's the same.
Yep. Makes sense. He-Man as well.
Yep, same developer as well as the Final Vendetta is Bitmap Bureau. So yeah, He-Man though. There's not been a He-Man game for like 20 years at this point. So yeah, when that got announced, I'm like, holy shit! That was a holy shit moment for me because He-Man was cool back in the day. So.
Yeah, Final Vendetta, actually, I do highly recommend Final Vendetta. That one is very much more Final Fight influenced, whereas Fight and Rage is more Streets of Rage influenced. So if you like Final Fight and you wanted to play a new independent version that would support some developers, just had a quick check, and it is currently £5.62 or your local equivalent on the Steam sale. For that price, it's fantastic.
Also, there is physicals as well. There is, because there is physicals on no Xbox version, sadly. There is Switch and PS4 and PS5, and they've got special and I think they've got special. I don't know about a collector's edition, but I know they've got a special edition. They've probably got a collector's edition as well.
Yeah, I got a digital on Switch.
Yeah, so it's good to mention physical and digital because people can choose their preferences. So, yeah, I thought we'd spend more time on beat 'em ups. I mean, did you have anything else to say, PK or Pook, on beat 'em ups, or no?
You could always have a Metal Gear beat 'em up, Obi. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Gray Fox. That would be a good
Ocelot.
Yeah, what? Yeah, that's a good one. I'm glad you mentioned that because I'd love to see a MGS beat 'em up. They probably wouldn't have voice acting in it, but You know, like, yeah, that would be amazing. You go around a Solid Snake and just beating people up, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and and then pick up the certain items like, of course, cigarettes. Use a cardboard box. They could
Yeah.
even
Oh
take a
god.
cue from Double Dragon because Double Dragon had that box in like the second or third stage. Remember the little crate or the
Yeah.
box there? So it'd
I
be
don't know
like,
what. I don't know what. Like, we should be in charge. Like we should be in charge of, like, like, let's have a Metal Gear Solid beat 'em up, or let's have a Street Fighter beat 'em up, and bring these back. Like, yeah, oh god, yeah,
Obviously, like,
yeah, go
beat 'em
ahead.
up game adjacent. I'm a massive fan of the Yakuza series. I think
Right, Dead Souls.
every
Yakuza
single
Dead
one of
Souls.
those,
Yeah,
they are basically beat 'em ups. Just they happen to be 3D with more story to them.
yeah,
But I've always been a big fan of those. I love the fact that they're releasing the beat 'em up collections now, so people can go back and play these old games for a fraction of the price on sale. I think that's actually genuinely been really well handled by companies like Capcom.
yeah. They've got a
I haven't
beat 'em
played
up
the Power Rangers
bundle.
one yet.
Oh, the Power
Sorry.
Rangers. Oh yeah, the Power
yeah,
Rangers
Power
one. Yeah,
Rangers. I haven't played it. I haven't played it.
yeah, Rita's Revenge. Yeah, please go ahead, PK.
I say I haven't played that one yet, though, just purely because it's still quite expensive. It's 40% off on the Steam sale, and it's still nearly £20. So it's that one I want to kind of wait for. But again, I loved those original Power Rangers beat 'em ups when I was a kid. So
There
I
is
want to try and play more
physicals.
of that.
Yeah, I know. You're in the same situation as me and Pook. We've run out of room.
Yeah.
So, but there is physicals of Rita's Revenge if you're interested. So.
Yeah, I mentioned Castle Crashers before. Castle Crashers is one of my absolute favorites of the genre. I think they just did a great job with that. It was very reminded me of Battletoads, but it felt like its own thing.
Oh yeah,
Battletoads got a revive
Yeah.
as well.
Battletoads.
Yeah. So Pook, Rita's Revenge Power Rangers. You didn't play that one, did you?
I haven't played it. Amazon actually has physical copy, at least for Switch, for like $34.99. So I should pick it up at some point. But I just keep thinking if I wait, I'll find it for $20. And
yeah.
by the time Power Rangers came out, I watched Power Rangers. I like Power Rangers, but I wasn't like I was with Turtles. You know what I mean? I was a little bit older at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm not like a mega fan of Power Rangers, but yeah, I definitely want to check the game out. I have it in my cart on Amazon. I'm just waiting for it to drop a little lower. Or maybe I'll run across, because it wasn't a limited run or anything here. They got a regular release of it.
It's a Digital Eclipse, I believe.
Yeah, so we got a regular release by some company here. So, and I don't know if that's worldwide or not, but
it is. Yeah.
So I'm thinking eventually I'm going to walk in somewhere and find it for $25, and that's when I'll grab a copy. But I'm interested in that. There was also, what is that? The movie, Toxic Crusader beat 'em up. I'm not sure if that's out yet or not.
Oh yeah,
I think it's due very soon. It's not out yet, but that one again is on my list. I think because of Toxie and those characters have had a bit of a revival, especially because of the new movie, the Peter Dinklage one. So I was always.
I forgot about that one. I'm glad you brought, because again, Toxic Avenger, no one's heard from that. Because I'm sure you guys have seen the movies, right? The old
I've seen a few of them. Yeah, I enjoy that. I like the
it's campy, it's goofy, and it's cheesy. I'm glad. I'm glad you brought Toxic Crusaders. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on that because I definitely want to. Because that's. I wish it was Toxic Avenger.
I downloaded a demo of that Toxic Crusaders. It seemed like over a year ago or so, and I mean, it seemed pretty good, but I never heard anything about it coming out or anything. But PK said it's coming out soon, so that's definitely one to keep an eye out for.
You know what I just thought of? Oh, go ahead, PK.
So you go ahead. I'll go after you. Go.
I just thought, what about a Pokemon beat 'em up?
There's enough characters and stuff and fan base, so that definitely would be cool. I'd check it out.
Bring back Team Rocket again, the original Team Rocket. Go ahead, PK. What were you saying?
One of my favorites more recently, again, it goes back to the Xbox Live Arcade, and it was one of those games that disappeared because of licensing issues, and then out of nowhere got brought back. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
I Yeah.
Superb.
Again, there's
it's got
another. There's a new one coming out.
difficulty.
Yeah, there's a new. No, Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, it's coming. A new one's coming out. I forgot what it's called.
It's been
but yeah.
out. The re-release came out, and like for me, it's got the right level of difficulty. It's very River City Ransom in its gameplay styles, where you can go into shops and buy healing items and buy new moves and like level yourself up. And I love the Scott Pilgrim property anyway. I love that movie. I love the graphic novels. So the fact that one got brought back from the dead, and that's a more recent one that got brought back from the dead as well, just purely because of licensing.
Yeah. That's Ubisoft, isn't it? Yeah, that's Ubisoft, I think.
Yeah, that's one thing I will give Ubisoft some credit for is they brought that back and they kept it going. And then speaking of River City, the River City Girls games are both really good. If anyone has that, either of you guys have played them?
I have. Yeah, they released 2 or 3 of them, didn't they? Yeah.
I've played the first River City Girls, and then I have another one. It was the Super Famicom of one of the Neketsu games, and they brought it under the River City Girls names because that's like their boyfriends or something like that. And I've got a copy of that game.
Yeah, Kunio
Kun Zero. I think that one wasn't it? The one where it was SNES style rather than
because they got put in prison for something they didn't do, and that someone was going around impersonating the main character, the Kuno or whatever his name is, and then you get out, and then you got to find your girls, and then you go, because I have that one. That one's great too. And then the first River City Girls, I haven't played the second one, but yeah, that's a great one too.
Yeah, those are limited run though. Those ones for physical, unfortunately.
The thing with those games, especially, and beat 'em ups in general, I think, is that the one of those genres of games where you've got to get the difficulty right.
Yeah,
you've got to be just tough enough that you utilize all the moves and you actually enjoy the combat, but then not so frustrating that you get stuck in a hit loop and you start getting pissed off with it and you never go back and finish it. Because again, short games, if you end from start to finish, a lot of them are like 2 or 3 hours max.
Right.
Some of them
they're not long. Yeah, they're not long at all.
If you frustrate people where they're not finishing your game because you've ramped the difficulty up too much, I think that's when it falls into, you've just made a bad version of this genre.
That's why, again, Streets Rage 2 is good, because it's not too difficult, is it? So
no, it's a nice ramp.
And Streets Rage 2 is kind of a longer game, because it was 8 stages, I believe, right?
Yeah, and the music's great.
And the levels are pretty decent in length, or some of those had you play some of the especially the arcade ones, the levels were kind of short on some of those.
Yeah, wasn't Golden Axe quite short though? That I remember that one had 5 or 6 levels, right? On Golden Axe.
First one did. Second one I remember being a bit longer.
Yeah, first one felt like an experiment to me, but it's a good game. It's a good game, really. Golden. Not mentioned Golden Axe.
I thought PK mentioned Golden Axe earlier. Yeah. It's and another good one that came out on arcade and Mega Drive and Genesis is Alien Storm. That plays like Golden Axe, but with the alien character, with alien-ish characters, that one's really good.
Yeah,
legally distinct enough from Alien not to get sued, but you very much knew what you were going for. Yeah,
right. And I recommend anybody, if you've played the Mega Drive Genesis one and you like it, do try to play the arcade one, because it's so much better. Yeah. I mean, the Genesis one's great, but the arcade one's is really good.
Yeah, we should mention because people got different budgets and stuff. You can emulate this stuff very easily.
Oh yeah, easy.
I mean, you can run Mega Drive or Genesis games on a potato. Even the Super Nintendo stuff. You can just emulate that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
For the most part, I think anything up to PS1, PS2, you can run on a lot of.
I would say up to even further. I would say even up to Xbox 360. Right? I mean, that you can emulate the Switch at this point.
Well, I mean, on lower end, if you
lower end.
Say you have an old ass computer and you don't
from 1998.
Yeah, I would say I think up to about PS2 era. PS1 on down, you should be able to run that stuff just about perfect by
at least up to
The little I've got the SP Game Boy SP version of the Ambinic, which goes up to PS1 comfortably, and it's that's the way I play a lot of retro stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, because it's handheld. Yeah, exactly.
And because it's the SP form factor, I can literally fold it up, launch it in my work bag, and then I've got it there if I want to just if I'm on lunch break or something, I want to get out and play something.
Yeah, we should mention it. Well, yeah, this is a good segue because, like, did you have anything to say, Pook, on the Ambinic?
Oh, I was just saying there. Also, you could, like AliExpress has a lot of options. Like you can get one of those little cheap, especially if you're on a budget or just don't want to spend a lot of money. You can buy like a $20 or $30 like USB console or a little like super console thing that's HDMI that'll have a lot of that stuff. I mean, it's some stuff don't run real well, but I mean, like we said, your 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit stuff's all going to run good.
We should mention RetroPie, Pook, as well.
RetroPies are always, that's a little more expensive than that stuff, but I mean, RetroPie is a great thing. I've been playing a lot of stuff. I've kind of substituted I've got my consoles on shelves right now, and I've been using the RetroPie a lot.
Yeah, because it's the size of a deck of cards. Much,
yeah, it looks like a little arm. It looks like because it's got a OLED screen on it, and it looks like a little alarm clock.
Yeah. So that segue I was talking about.
If you've already got a Steam Deck or something, you throw Retro Deck on there.
Oh yeah.
And then
Steam Deck.
Everything up to like PS2, Xbox, 360 perfectly.
Yeah, because there's a lot of these PC / Steam Deck handhelds now. That's the trend right now with these PC handhelds. With the ROG and other companies like I think MSI's got the Claw. Just plenty of options out there. But my thing was the segue I was talking about was the Evercade handhelds. Those are good to throw in a bag, aren't they?
Yeah, I love the Evercade. I love the console. I've got a couple of the Evercade consoles, and I like the little handhelds with the built-in games. Plus, it plays most of the cartridges, and they're not that expensive. And then you have the regular handheld as well too for the Evercade. But you have those little pocket ones that are like what, $50, $60.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're just like grab and go things. Do you have any of those handhelds, PK? The Evercade Super Pockets, I believe they're called.
I haven't got the Evercade, but I've had a couple of different versions of the Ambinic, and I've got my Steam Deck. They're my main go-tos outside of like obviously like Switch 2 and stuff. But I went down the AliExpress rabbit hole for a while of which version do I go for, and I kind of settled on Ambinic because I like the form factors. But I was looking at the Retroid Pocket 5 at one point, which is it's more expensive machine, but that one again plays everything you can throw at it. So if you had a couple of $100 that you wanted to invest in a genuinely really good quality machine, the Retroid Pocket 5 especially, but there might even be a new one since I last looked. I again highly recommend.
Yeah, I do love the problem with the Ambinic, just responding to that, they release too many of them. You've got like a new one every 6 months.
There's a ton of those things.
Yeah, and it's like, which one do I get? It's
like AliExpress, and the latest one is basically the same as mine, but it's got 2 analog sticks on it as well, so you can play N64 stuff. And I'm half tempted. It's 71 British pounds.
Yeah, Pook is an AliExpress expert as well. I should mention that.
I've ordered a lot from there. I don't know if I'd call myself an expert, but I've ordered a lot from there. I dig some of their bootleg cartridges and little console things, and there's a lot of cool stuff on there you can get, and it's pretty good priced. So
I have some Blockies Transformers model kits coming from AliExpress. That was my Christmas day. I'm sat here full of food. Let me just jump online and make bad decisions and order stuff that I probably shouldn't.
I also like getting the little like the Tetris, the Chicken McNugget shaped Tetris little handheld.
I've got like, one of them.
Like $5, or the McDonald's Gundam figure. I've got a few different ones of those, and there's a lot of cool stuff. The looks like a little muscle man, but it's a middle finger with legs, and it actually has for $3 or $4 though. They're talking to me. They're singing to me with merchandise like that. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, I do like the official stuff, but yeah, it's always good to get knockoff stuff. Like the Evercade stuff's all official. I like how they branded with the colors, like the Capcom one is the Capcom colors. I love that. But yeah, it's always good to have knockoff stuff as well because it's so cheap. It's kind of those ones like, all right, let me try this and let me see what it can do, sort of thing, isn't it? So it's always good to
That's
have
why I went
options.
down the Ambinic route. I paid £30, I think, for my first Ambinic, and thought that if it's bad, I've not really lost anything for
Right.
the sake of the cost of a couple of SD cards and the machine. I've not really lost anything, and then
Right.
turns out it was a pretty good device, and they've only got
Yeah.
better and stronger over time.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Evercade stuff is what 50 for the handheld, like 49.99. It is a bit, you know, and like going down that rabbit hole of the Evercade cartridges can be a bit of a nightmare. To be honest, they do have an Ever SD though, so if you, that's like an EverDrive for the Evercade.
Yeah, I've seen
so
that.
yeah, so there's always that option. Anything else on beat 'em ups though? I mean, we kind of covered it, didn't we? We did the best we could and try and mention everything we could. I'm sure there's stuff we missed.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's just, I mean, you know, Capcom is, when it comes to arcade ones, I'd have to say Capcom's probably the king of them. But Konami has a lot of underrated beat 'em ups.
Yeah,
I mean, we know Turtles and Simpsons and all that kind of X-Men and all
Yep.
those.
Yeah.
There's one called Vendetta that I really like, and
Yep.
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of just little older ones, especially early mid 90s beat 'em ups. Like if you just go on a MAME or some kind of arcade ROM and just start checking some of these out, and I think you'll find a few that you would really enjoy.
Yeah, like most.
Did anyone ever
Yeah,
play
most.
the Die Hard one on the Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Was it a Die Hard
one.
beat?
Die Hard Arcade, yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
It's a really
I
good
learned something today.
Zombies Revenge.
Very Dreamcast, but it was a really fun game. Like you pick up bazookas and just blow people up, and Die Hard by name only, really. Other than the fact that you're fighting up a building, it's not like anywhere related to the story of Die Hard. But since we're still technically in the Christmas period, it's definitely one worth mentioning.
Yeah, was there Home Alone beat 'em up while we're on this whole theme?
Was there?
I don't know. Was there? Was there Home Alone?
I haven't seen one, but that'd be interesting.
I haven't seen a Home Alone one, but
well, they need because I just you mentioned Christmas movies, and I just thought, well, was there? I wonder if there's a Home Alone or Gremlins one. I don't think there was. I think Gremlins had a platformer though.
Yeah, they had platformer games.
Well, Evercade released it, didn't they? They released a Gremlins collection.
That's on one of the Sunsoft collections.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. All right. Well, we're gonna leave. Unless you guys got anything else to say on beat 'em ups, we did have one more topic, but we're gonna leave it on the cutting room floor. It was just the Game Awards. That's all it was. But we've kind of been going for
awards featuring some other games, as a lot of people called it online.
Yeah, it's just that we've kind of gone an hour 32, you see. So we're gonna leave the Game Awards. Yeah. I mean, it was a decent thing. It had a lot of announcements, but we don't want to keep people too long. We like to keep these at around hour 20 and an hour and a half, don't we? So, let's just go into shout outs / plugs. Pook. Go to you. Shout out.
Just saying, I'm glad we're back doing this, and hopefully we can continue to do these on a regular scheduling or whatever. The only thing I got to plug is you can come check out my channel on YouTube, Poop Ninja, just my screen name, and that's about it.
The one with the Ryu icon, just to remind people.
Yeah, if you look up Poop Ninja, it's the one with Ryu eating the McDonald's Street Fighter egg sandwich. Yeah, there was another Poop Ninja channel that a friend of mine did. It's just kind of like a tribute channel because at that point I wasn't.
Like I said at the top of the show, it's not Poop Ninja approved, and if you watch that, you may get busted by the cops.
But yeah, come check out. I do videos. It's not always constant, so I might go a few months without doing something, then I'll throw up 4 or 5 videos, and so. But yep, that's all I've got to plug.
PK, how about you?
Mostly just social media stuff for me. It's probably the easiest way to reach out. I'm not a big social media guy. I don't check it all the time, but I'm PK_1up on Twitter, P Kissock or KSOCK on Instagram because someone else took me other name on Instagram and I'm not really bothered to think of a more clever name than just my actual one. But yeah, it's been fun. Thank you very much for having me back on. I'm looking forward to doing some more of these, as Pook said, in the future. Because I always have fun chatting to you guys.
Absolutely. And let me say this. PK didn't put himself over, but I'll put him over right here. His commentaries, independent wrestling commentary. If you need this guy, WWE hire this guy. We need better commentators. I mean, I like Byron. I like Bad News Barrett on the commentary because he's a UK guy. I love Bad News Barrett. But yeah, definitely. If you need an independent wrestling commentator, definitely hire or look into PK1up.
Yeah, the company I work for anyone who is interested in that, is This Is Wrestling, which let me just pull up their Twitter actually very quickly before we sign off, because that's where we post the details of our shows. We've got a show coming up in the northwest of England in February is our next one. We've wrapped up for the year, but really fun, family-friendly wrestling, some great matches, everyone has a good time, and obviously reach out if anyone wants any more details.
All right, that's great. Definitely do that. As for me, plugs, but Obi-Wan Jabroni everywhere. I'll spell that just in case, because I like doing this in case people are listening in the background and not watching the video. It's OBIWANJABRONE. That's JEFF. No, I'm just kidding. I always do that joke because it's funny, right? But no, Obi-Wan Jabroni everywhere. If you want to contact me on X, if you're interested, got any ideas for the show, either leave them down in the comments down below. If you even want to jump on with us, right? We're always up for new faces, right? Pook and PK. We're always, always want to, if you're a decent human being, and you want to jump on and talk about video games, wrestling, technology, anything like that. Always, don't be a stranger. Reach out. We're back now. Me and Pook are back, and I'm sure at some point I'll be jumping on Pook's channel as well, and. Yeah, we'll definitely do more content. Wrestling wise, we don't know yet because the product is but yeah, I'll talk to PK, see if we want to do a live react or something. Also, I do want to give a shout out to somebody, Psycho Boxer, if she's listening out there. So that's it. We're gonna get out of here. I hope you enjoyed this return. If we felt kind of rusty, you know why. I did do a Fat Ninja dedication show. People who feel familiar with Fat Ninja and were in that community, you could check that out. But yeah, we're gonna leave it there. Happy Christmas to everybody listening again. If we don't speak to you though, have a good New Year. And yeah, I'll end it on the like we always do on these things. If Pook is ready when I say the line, feel free to put sandwiches in the comments. But when you least expected it, Fat Ninja came down from podcasting heaven and stole your sandwich.
That was fun, man. That was fun, guys.
Yeah, that was really good. Sorry if I spoke too much.
Oh no, that was great, man. That's cool.